Hey guys, and welcome back to Latasha Hewitt Homes. Thanks for stopping by the channel where we talk about all things home. Now, in this video, it's kind of a little bit of a check-in on our 2024 goals, life goals, financial goals, all the things that we set up at the beginning of the year. So if you're interested in how we're doing, stay tuned. All right, guys, it's time to share what's been going on. I was hoping to do one of these check-ins at the end of every month, but here we are at the end of February, about to go into March this week. And I said, I have to do it. I have to check in with you guys because I kind of see you as my accountability partners. Some of you may recall as we were going into the beginning of the year, I was going over my new 2024 planner. I was introducing to you all my 2024 new budget planner. And I was also talking about the addition of adding sinking funds to our financial plan this year. And so I thought it was appropriate that I just come back in, check in, and let you know how we're doing with all of those areas. So first I want to start with some of the personal goals that I outlined in my planner. And I'm just kind of giving myself a little bit of a grade on how I'm doing with that. Just to refresh your memory, some of the goals that I had, and there was a page dedicated to setting your goals. One of them was to exercise 5 to 6 times a week. As I said, we're at the end of February. I can say that I have definitely kept up with at least doing 5 to 6 times a week. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm definitely seeing the results of that consistency. And it's just one of those things that I don't feel like my day is complete if I don't have some form of exercise. But I do allow myself a rest day here and there. So far we're doing well with that goal. The next one was to eat healthier or cleaner. So that's cutting down on a lot of the processed foods, trying to eat as much protein and vegetables and fruit and more natural type of foods. And I've been doing very well with that as well. And I'm excited about that because once again, I can see the results. The weight loss that I'm trying to accomplish is getting right where I want it to be. Still have some more to go, but we're on the right path. So I'm really excited that the top 2 things I had on my list are kind of working out and I'm seeing the results. The other thing was self-care, having some form of self-care monthly. Who knew this would be such a struggle for me? You know, you would think that taking care of yourself would be much easier. But I am so much more interested in making sure everyone else is okay, that the kids have what they need, that the house has what it needs. My husband always has. He knows how to take care of himself. So it's one of those things where I really have to just force myself to say, you're going to go get your nails done, which I did. It's time to get them done again. You're going to go get your nails done, or you're going to go get your hair done. You're going to do something for you that requires money and you're going to be okay with it. So my goal is to do that every month. And I did do something for myself in January. I did something for myself in February, and March is coming up and I have plans to do something for myself there. So that's something that's going to get easier as time goes on. But so far we are on track with that. The other thing I have for 2024 is to read 10 books this year. I'm happy to announce that I've already read 3 great books. I enjoyed all of them. For those who are interested, one of them was 7 Days in June. And really, I just did a search of some great authors and books. 7 Days in June was very interesting. Wasn't what I thought. I guess I should have anticipated what it was about. It's pretty much like a romance novel. I also read Black Cake because I love the series on Hulu and I wanted to read the book. The book was great. Usually I don't like to read books after I've watched the series, but in this case, it actually helped because I felt like I was visualizing the actual characters from the series. So I followed the story a lot better, believe it or not. And then the other one was one of Tabitha Brown's, I think it was her first book, Feeding the Soul. So that was really a good book, a motivational book. And right now I'm reading a book called How to Think Clearly. And this one is mentally challenging, stimulating book. it really makes you think about how you think about different things and how your perspective is a lot of times skewed by the environment. So, kind of a variety of different books. And then, of course, I have other spiritual books that I read consistently. But in terms of completing a book from start to finish, I have 3 of those checked off so far. So we're definitely on track to have 10 books read for 2024. The other thing I have on here is to take 2 family vacations. And I know we've talked about at least having one. We haven't booked anything yet, but it's in the atmosphere. And we're going to make sure that that happens. The other thing I wanted to do was to attend 4 activities with friends or family. And these are like, this is part of my goal to just be a little bit more social and prioritize experiences this year. And so I was able to have one, actually more like 2 birthday events that I've attended that were really great. Have a wedding coming up in April where we'll travel for that. So we're definitely on track to take advantage of those 4 activities for 2024. Spiritually, I wanted to have my daily devotional time. This is one of those things I don't compromise on. I definitely need to have some form of devotion every day to feel as though my day is going to be off to a great start. So along with working out, worship or some form of devotion is so important for me. So that has not been a problem. I definitely said I wanted to increase my prayer life, and I've been very consistent about doing that at night always. And so I'm trying to find time aside from in the morning, throughout the day where I'm taking time to pray. So we're working on improving that, but it's definitely at the forefront of my mind. Financially, and I have more financial goals in here, but some of the general ones I had in my planner here was to build our emergency fund to 10,000. And honestly, as I was talking to my husband about this, that point has been reached. But because we have 2 savings accounts, and of course, if we put them together, that will be reached. I just kind of wanted that 10 in this one particular savings account. So I'm going to continue to work towards making it 10 in there. And then even though technically that has been accomplished, but we're going to act like it hasn't just to pad it a little bit. The other one was to invest 5,000, trying to increase that investment every year, and definitely on track to do that. And I love seeing the investments grow. I just want to challenge any of you out there who have not invested or are intimidated by investing to just give it a try. I personally use Fidelity, and I don't always know what I'm doing, but I'm getting better. And I watch a lot of content regarding investing, and I take advice from those who have been doing it for a while. And I finally feel like I'm getting the hang of it. And because I'm getting the hang of it, I can continue to increase the investing, because I kind of felt like we were a little behind in that department. But there's no time like the present to get started. So investing is going really well, and hope to be able to continue to increase that as we go throughout the year. Another goal we had was to have an additional $100 towards our mortgage, because that's also a goal to kind of expedite paying that off. And that has been happening. Really excited about that. But the next goal regarding that is to actually, at some point this year, put an extra mortgage payment, a whole chunk, on the mortgage. And so that's still in play. Got a few more months to accomplish that. And then work, career, or study goals. As you guys know, I was able to obtain my mortgage loan officer license, which I'm really excited about, and I wanted to grow that business. So I'm currently in training, and I'm learning a lot, and I'm just ready to get started and putting it out there. I've gotten quite a few inquiries, and so that's going well. Looking forward to having more clients and being able to help more people. And the same thing with real estate, continuing to reach out to people, let them know what I do, how I can help them find a home. And so we're looking forward to having at least those 6 transactions, which was the goal for 2024. Still in play, still in play. The other goal I had was to increase my YouTube subscribers to 1,000. And interestingly enough, I reached that unplanned in terms of how it happened, but pretty much that Christmas short that I shared of my husband receiving his PlayStation 5 kind of went, kind of viral in terms of my content. And so I'm so happy to have over 4,000 subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. I hope that you'll find some content on here that you can appreciate. But yes, that goal was set. So far, I would say we are a strong B plus with all of the goals that we have in here. And we are doing some tracking on a monthly basis. We are keeping the calendar populated so that we don't double book ourselves and we know what's happening each month. So this system is continuing to work. I definitely like to put my to-dos in here every week, so I know what I've done. Even if I do something before I write it down, I still put it down in my book that I did it, so I can kind of keep track of when I'm doing certain things and be able to check things off. It really gets you motivated to keep going, and so that's one of the reasons why I still like to use a pen and paper planner. I know a lot of you like digital planning, but I'm still that pen and paper type of girl, and I get to take this with me everywhere I go as well, so I really appreciate that. So far, the 2024 planner is working out very nicely. Once again, this budget planner. So you guys saw a little tour of what's in here. If not, you can check out that video. I'll link it in the description. I really like this planner a lot. I like it a lot. I think it really helps me stay organized with my finances. One of the things I didn't realize when I got this planner is that I'm very much a paycheck planner, budgeter, meaning I budget per paycheck. And this is more designed for budgeting for the month, but that was okay because I found a way to kind of make it work for me anyway. So I have kind of here, like this was January, and I was able to put when all the various bills were due. But I just did paycheck 1 here, paycheck 2 here. And that's how I separated it so I could budget for each one right here in that column in the notes. So that really works well for me. But I think next year I probably will get one that is specifically a paycheck planner because it would allow you to kind of budget 2 times in a month. And so that's one little note that I'm realizing as I'm going into a new month in March and seeing. Now, one of the biggest things about this planner that has been so telling is the expense tracker part. I never really track my expenses. I mean, I'm not a big spender like that, but I decided I'm actually going to write down everything I spend after each paycheck. And it was just amazing me how many things I had to write. And the interesting thing about it is the more I wrote, the more I was like, I'm not spending anything else because I don't want to put it in my expense tracker. I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing. But also the real goal of this is to kind of help you get more familiar with your patterns for spending, because sometimes you say, oh, I only spend $200 a month on food. But when you really start listing it out between what you get from the grocery store, the little quicks to the fast food restaurant, whether it's for the kids or something else, you're realizing that, wow, I'm actually spending a lot more on food per month than I thought, which allows you to adjust your budget accordingly. Not necessarily stop what you're doing if it's not a bad thing, but saying more realistically, this is what my food budget should look like, even with gas as well. So I thought this was really helpful, and it's really helping me each month to look at how I budget differently. So I'm actually evolving into a better space of my paycheck budgeting being a little bit more accurate. I'm a zero-based budget type of gal, so I don't like to leave money hanging around to disappear and wonder where it went. And so this has been one of the other things that I found out from using my budget planner is how much money you just randomly spend on your children, because there's so many little needs that pop up, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to use the sinking funds to be able to put away money for the unexpected things that come up for my children. But I was also thinking about now including it as a budget item because it's so consistent now that it has to be. Something is going to come up. It's not may anymore. It will, as long as you have children. And so it's definitely giving me a more sense of control with my money and being able to see where everything is going. Now, what I haven't done is tabulated everything in each category, because what you're supposed to do is see what you projected and what it actually is. And so I definitely want to do that for the month of February as it comes to a close. And I also want to see what percentage I'm spending in each category to kind of give me an idea of what I'm doing. Some other highlights financially. I was able to pay off one of those debts, one of my medical bills. The irony about it is once I paid it off, big chunk, $500 on this bill. My daughter had another doctor's appointment, and between seeing the doctor and getting an x-ray, ended up getting another bill for another $660. So it's one of those vicious cycles that you get this big win and then someone's like, hey, but I'm right here. But we're going to keep pushing. One of the things I do with any type of debt, even though this is not really consumer debt and there's no interest on it, is once I pay off one thing, I take that payment and add it to the payment of the next thing so it can be paid off sooner. And so that's what I'm doing with the next medical bill. And so hopefully by maybe mid-June, July, all those medical expenses will be out of the way and we can turn that money into more investing. Okay? That's the goal. But have definitely been pleased with what we're doing in 2024 financially and how this planner is helping me realize those things and even set goals for the month financially, which I never really did before. And so one of those things, like I said, was I increased the investment installment that is automatically taken out of my check each month. I added an additional $100 to another bill since the $100 I was paying on another one was done. I put some things on Facebook Marketplace to sell to help with some of the sinking funds. And I also put some additional funds into my savings to help build up that emergency fund for that goal that I have there. So overall, really excited about where we're going financially. The Lord keeps blessing, and as He blesses me, I seek to bless others. And so part of my goals is to always give back, find some way to give back each month. And that's aside from my tithe and offering, but to give to a cause or to someone in need. And He has allowed me to do that more than once each month. And I'm appreciative of that, but it's definitely in my goals because I don't want a month to go by where I haven't blessed someone else, because He sure is blessing me and I'm grateful for that. So if I were to give myself a grade for the financial goals, we are also at a solid B+. I think there's a little bit of room for improvement, but we're getting there and we're on the right track. So we're happy about that. Last but not least, I want to talk about the sinking funds and how they're working out. I really do like the sinking funds, and they've actually come in handy. They come in clutch when I'm like, oh, there's no more money. And I'm like, wait, I put money aside, right? So this is very helpful because I am filling out when I put money in, when I take it out, and things of that nature. And so most of the sinking funds that are like on rotation are done for this month because, of course, I get paid at the beginning or really at the end of the month. But one of the things that will continue to accumulate are like the vacation fund and also the Christmas fund, because the money should be staying in those because we're not ready to use them yet. But the other ones, their money is kind of flowing in and flowing out, and we're documenting it. My goal is to replenish the sinking funds with the next few checks and keep that going. Once again, this is very helpful for not letting money just kind of float away, but actually spending with some level of intentionality and recognizing how much you probably need to budget more for these sinking funds in various categories. So that's going well. We could do better here. I would probably give myself actually a B- within sinking funds because I want to make sure I'm using them for what I'm sinking them for, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm taking out a household, even though it's for the kids or something like that. So that's how we're doing. I definitely want to say to you guys that goal setting is very important for you to feel fulfilled or like there's some purpose to what you're doing. So if you haven't set any goals for yourself, it's not too late. Or if you need to adjust your goals, it's okay to do that. I've done a little bit of tweaking and adjusting because as you continue to go throughout life, you see other areas that you may have left out, or you see other areas that you thought were important, but you're realizing they're a little less important than you originally had them in your mind, and it's okay to tweak them. But it's not okay to let your goals die or not to do what you need to do to make yourself succeed in life. And so this is my encouragement to all of you to keep pushing. Take the time to reevaluate what you're doing, but keep going. Don't give up. You'll see those dreams realized in no time. Well, thanks for checking in with me and our plans and our goals for 2024. I hope this has been inspirational to you. It's something I needed to do for myself, like I said, for a level of accountability. But let me know how you're doing with your 2024 goals, what they are, what grade you'd give yourself. I definitely would love hearing from you. Thanks for watching as always. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to this channel and let me know what other content you like to see here. Let's keep it going. Thanks for watching again. See you next time on Latasha Hewitt Holmes.